Let's take a look at a practice assessment in math. Students will once again use the KCA at the bottom of their screen in order to get to the KITE client, and then they'll select the KITE client, and that will move them to this screen. They'll select other assessments. The elementary folks will once again use that same username and password, and student usernames and passwords will be the same for every one of their assessments. They're going to choose a practice test, and this time we're going to practice in math. Take students through these general directions and then begin the assessment. You're going to notice that the math tests runs quite differently from the ELA assessment. Although the students are still manipulating the information, there's just a lot of different ways they're going to answer questions. You'll notice over here that it appears that the highlighter is going to work in this assessment. If they want to erase what they highlight, they just go back over it with an eraser, click on it, and it's gone. There is an option here for students to write a note. Not sure how they would use that, but I'm not even sure that you need to show them that they can do that, but it's up to you. Might be easier to go ahead and show it to them and encourage them not to worry about that, because it certainly doesn't have anything to do with the test. Then in addition to that, you still have the opportunity over here to flag the questions if they are unsure. So let's take a look at this math test. This table asks them to put the days in order from the least amount of distance to the furthest amount. So on day 2, they ran the shortest distance, day 1, then day 3. I'm going to go through this rather quickly, just so that the video doesn't get too long, because I'm really more interested in you seeing all of the different ways that students are going to manipulate information on the assessment, and you can see that just as I move through. This is a rounding question where they are asking on each of these numbers, do they round up or round down? This question asks them to indicate to compare two fractions, and so they are able to drag these things up and down, and if they want to change an answer, all they have to do is just drag over the next one over the top of it, and then that will take care of changing their answer. And that's how they will answer their questions. Let's look at number 4. This one's quite different in that they're actually going to drag an X for each time that particular fraction shows up in their list. So they're going to manipulate each one of those. And keep on going through. On this one, this is a matching question. So they're going to actually select that 1 minute matches 60 seconds. And so that's how the matching piece will work on that. This is a place where they can compare numbers using symbols. So 123 and 3/10 is equal to, greater than, or less than 123 and 34/100. 250 is equal to, greater than, or less than 205. So moving on to number 7, this is kind of cool. They want to shade 3/4 of this rectangle. So we're going to add a partition, shade, 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 and we're finished. Draw a line of symmetry on this shape. In this case, they have to double click where they want to put one end of the line and double click where they want to put the other end of the line, and then that will draw their line of symmetry. And then they'll click next once they finish that. Here's where the children get to plot 2, 3, and 1, 4 on the coordinate plane. I believe you have to go into the elevator before you go up. So we're going to go 2, 3, and a double click right there gets that in place. And a 1, 4 gets that in place right there. Double click on those in order to plot those on the coordinate plane. You'll select true and false for each of these equivalent statements. And here they will actually take the attributes of squares and rectangles and drag them into places where they belong. On this one, they'll actually just put in their answer using the numbers. It appears to me that the number keys do not work, and so they'll have to use the numbers above the letters on the alphabet. And I guess their laptops don't have the number keys anyhow, so they'll just use those numbers above the alphabet letters. They're going to mark which shapes have 4 sides. And at that point, they have finished their assessment. Everything is showing green. We didn't mark anything flagged. And we end the assessment. Yes, we're sure we want to quit. And we'll sign out and close KITE. So that is the elementary math.